This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or an entire video dedication, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. This video is dedicated to Outlaw. Outlaw, thank you for supporting the EDH channel. One that I've really missed playing since going more into multiplayer, Nissa, Vastwood, Seer, and we're up against the First Sliver. Going to keep that because we've got 3 lands, we've got some ramp, and I think we'll be able to get down that blighted woodland pretty quickly. A virulent sliver for our opponent, poisonous 1, our opponent's slivers have. So let's just go in for Sakura Tribelder, and we can block that and sack, do the old trick with Sakura Tribelder, keep some poison counters off of us. You never know when they're going to be relevant. And our opponent not even bothering to make us block with this, so we will sacrifice it to gain some mana. And then it's another forest for us. Let's go in for our commander first, just so our opponent doesn't know that we've already got a forest in hand. Then we will play a forest and pass the turn. And at the end of the turn, our opponent manages to get down the quick sliver, which gives our opponent's slivers flash, which is going to be really tricky for us. I'm glad we've got this Oblivion Stone in the deck, recently added. Continuing to hold up the mana for another sliver most likely. Let's go Blighted Woodland. And I think we're just going to crack Blighted Woodland this turn. That will put us on 6 lands and then a 7th next turn. And this is 7, isn't it? Yes, that is 7, so we'll just leave it there. And what is that? Don't think I've ever seen that one before. Firewake Sliver. Slivers you control have haste. And they have 1 and sack. Target sliver gets +2/+2. Oh, that's the, what is it? Yavimaya Fire or something like that. The enchantment that costs 3. Continuing to hold back, which I am fine with these slivers. Let's get ourselves some mana. And we're probably seeing the first sliver next turn. Our opponent's still got 4 cards in hand. Alright, an Ugin, so that is another means of board wipe. So do we want to really play all that much of anything into that? Let's flip Nissa around. She can spit out a 4/4. And then seeing as how we're not having much joy getting into creatures, let's go Rishkar's Expertise and we can discard these 2 things here. Alright, well there's some stuff. I think we just go in for O-Stone there, just because it costs more mana. And we actually don't have to discard as many things as I thought we would there, so let's get rid of the forest instead. Because we're playing Gaia's Cradle next turn, probably Scavenging Ooze and Gaia's Cradle. And then maybe a Regal Force after that. Okay, slivers you control have lifelink. Maybe not then, maybe we are going for Oblivion Stone. But we probably want to wait for that until after our opponent's gotten their commander down. Yeah, let's risk getting rid of Unravel the Ether actually. No 5th mana from our opponent, but they are going to get into a land with Kadama's Reach, so maybe they're just playing it coy and they did have another land to play. They'll certainly be playing a basic this turn. So now if we get rid of their commander, they only need to make 1 more land in order to get it out again. But at least we'll clear all this mess out. If we can encourage our opponent to play around O-Stone, then that's fine with me. Doesn't look like they want to swing into Nissa. Alright, a Dryad Arbor makes Gaia's Cradle tap for more. Let's plus on Nissa. And we get into Return of the Wild Speaker, which is even more card draw for us. So how's about... yeah, we'll just play around this Oblivion Stone as best we can. Our opponent doesn't seem to want to get their commander down into it. But maybe they couldn't have cast it last turn. I don't know if they have a land in hand or not. So let's just go Regal Force just for the sake of drawing some cards and having more creatures in play to make that guy's Cradle more potent. They're going to have to start swinging into us eventually. Now it's Kodama's Reach. We've got Surak. Yeah, a couple of cards to discard there. We'll just continue to sit back and try and outramp our opponent. Let's get rid of a couple of lands because we are going to... We're going to get lands from Yavimaya Elder, which we might play next turn. We'll get them from Kodama's Reach as well. So discard a couple of lands. And there it is, the First Sliver. And they get themselves straight into a Grim Tutor. That puts it into their hand. So now they're on 2, 4, 5, and they can get down their First Sliver again next turn. Surprisingly, deciding not to swing in. We can go -X for 5. We'll keep our Regal Force, our Oblivion Stone. We'll keep the Mana Reflection if that is in play at the time, which I have a feeling it's going to be. Or we could just go for Vorinclex, couldn't we? So let's go in for Vorinclex. And then we'll go in for Kodama's Reach, because we haven't played a land this turn. Put one into play tapped, play one from our hand, and we'll go for Yavimaya Elder as well. Again, just more blockers in the way. And we can draw a card off of that next turn, because I don't think our opponent's going to start swinging in at us anytime soon. So we might see the First Sliver go off here, but as long as they don't... I don't think they can get into anything over 5 CMC, really. Alright, well, that's indestructible, which they might have been counting on, because the Oblivion Stone is Destroy, but Ugin is Exile, so not all that worried about the Sliver Overlord. Not all that worried what they cycle into here either, or cascade into. Oh, Boneside Sliver, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. And that cascades into Blur Sliver. The curve is going perfectly here, so it's gone 5, 4, 3. See if they get into a 2-drop. They do. Oh, Flying and Haste. That might actually mean that we're done for then. Yeah, that couldn't have gone much better for them, could it? They've gone... Just shows you how good the First Sliver is. They've gone Sliver Hivelord into Bone Scythe. Blur Sliver is Haste, although they've already got that. They've got Haste again here. Yeah, I think we're done for here. And then a Wheel of Fate just to top it off. Definitely want to go for Ugin if we manage to survive this. They don't have a buff at least, but we're going to take 14 commander damage alone. And then there's 10 here, so just these two is 24. So yeah, they just swing in for lethal here. Should have held up mana for the O-Stone in response to Sliver Hivelord coming down. But they still would have had 10, 14, 18, 20. Yeah, it only would have been 22. So we would have survived and could have gone in for Ugin. But not to worry, that was a very interesting game from the Slivers. An absolutely perfect set of cascades there. So I don't mind losing that one at all. Everything had to go absolutely perfectly for them. Oh, and of course they've got Poisonous as well, so all they have to do is deal 10 points of damage to us. Alright, excellent. That was a fun one. Like I said, if we were playing really seriously, could have gone for Oblivion Stone in response had we have held up the mana. But was certainly not expecting our opponent to go 5-drop into 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, that was absolutely perfect. And the fact that they got into some evasion was just even better. So it's a good game to my opponent. I think this is a fairly short one. Actually it's not too bad, so that's probably the only game you're going to get today on the 1v1 side of things. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Like I said, be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest games. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.